Alrighty. I gotta go into the Nightbot. Spam production. Good evening. I'm trying to figure out. Okay. I'm testing, not testing, trying to mess with the settings for the chat. Because last night, when somebody's comment wasn't, I don't know what that's going to do. Blacklist. Okay. I think. Good evening. Can somebody do a little test for me? And I don't know if it'll work. Spam a bunch of emotes or whatever you call them in the chat to see if it will. Nothing happened with the chat. Is the chat okay? Did the chat? Oh, okay. Don't scare me like that. I thought something was messed up with the chat. Welcome, Edge the Sketch. I'm just starting. Yeah, Cleamigo, can you spam in one message like a bunch of emotes or whatever they're called, the little symbols? Because last night it blocked someone's message because the night bot, the automatic bot, picked it up. Okay, it works now. Thank you. Because they did. It was actually Crojo Mojo. She did like 4 emotes in a row and it blocked it, or yeah, it wouldn't let the message go through. Okay, that was an easy fix. And I don't. Oh, thank you. I don't know if the automatic message thingies for my YouTube and the Discord are going to pop up. But anyway, no, it's weird because the bot I use, the chat bot I use, um, the default is it will block excessive emotes, and I didn't know that. I had to go in just now and disable that feature on the actual bot. But thank you for your help. Okay. I have that still open just in case I need to go in and fix it on the fly. Okay, we got it. I'm a little late because I took a nap and then I got something to eat, but everything should be set up the way we need it. It's temperature blanket night, and I need this, then that. Okay, I guess we can get right into it. Since I'm not demonstrating any stitches tonight, we're just chill. Good evening, Crojo. It's just a chill Sunday night. So that's what I've gotten so far. And I didn't weave in my ends back at the end of February, which I need to do that excuse me, off camera. The reason I was slightly late tonight by a minute is because I have a stash for my temperature blanket. I didn't have any blue. I had to go over to my main stash to get blue because I'm gonna run out of this blue tonight because we had 4 nights, 4 days that were blue, meaning in the 50s. But we're not doing that right now because we had one day that it was in the 60s. So we're going to cut our blue, put you to the side, and get our green. Oh, that's a weird knot. I don't know if I'm doing 4 hours tonight like I did last night. Yeah, those of you who are not here later in the stream last night, hold on, I can't really talk too much and join at the same time when I join a color because I'm not that coordinated. So let me get this row started. Okay, I think we're started enough. My blue is getting out of control. So those of you who were not around last night near the end of the stream, again, I went for almost 4 hours. Right before I was getting ready to end the stream, I got raided with a bunch of people, so I had to stay on for a little longer, and then I raided someone else, and that person seemed pretty cool. Knit. Oh, good luck with that. Yeah. Yeah, I did just shy, like 5 minutes shy of 4 hours last night. And I was working on the shawl, which you saw most of, part of that. It got to be a point, where I messed up a stitch and I had to rip out 2 rows. That was not fun. So I don't know if we're doing 4 hours tonight. I don't know if I have it in me. Never know. Yeah, I love that shawl too. And for those of you who don't know what we're referring to, yeah, why isn't I haven't seen any notifications for the Discord or the YouTube channel pop up in the chat here. Well, I can do it manually. Oh, I think, well, the YouTube should still work. I know what I need to do probably for that. So I'm going to do it real quick. I'm going to send an invite link. Anybody who wants to join the Discord, that's a link to the Discord. And there is a picture progress of the shawl that I am working on. This is not the shawl. This is the tent blanket. The shawl is just something to sit and chat to sit and work on while we chat. Just kind of like this is. but I can't give a tutorial on it because I don't have the permission of the pattern writer. It's just not one stitch, it's an actual pattern for a project. But it's the Fluffy Meringue Shawl by the Crochet Crowd on YouTube. And after we get done the 7 rows tonight on this blanket, I'll be switching over to the shawl. This morning I added another repeat, which on that shawl, the repeat is 4 rows, makes a repeat. So I now have 7 repeats on it. So it's getting bigger. I'm getting near the end of that skein of yarn. I'm thinking it'll take at least 2 skeins per shawl, maybe slightly more than 2. So Norfairy's teaching himself how to knit. Good luck. I mean, I tried the Winnie the Pooh thing I showed you last night. Winnie the Pooh's ears done and said I'm going to do this later. Yeah. The amigurumi and all, and you just did one of his ears. Yeah, because there's small stitches and everything. Like I said, take your time with it. But with the knitting, I understand the concept of how to do it. I'm just very, very slow at it. Yeah, do one part a day. By the time you get it done, your daughter will probably graduate college. You have 10 cast on or whatever, just can't figure out how to actually create a stitch and move on to the other needle. Well, there's different stitches there, okay, and it's hard, it's probably more difficult to visualize when with me talking about it and not actually demonstrating it. But it depends if you're doing a knit stitch or a purl stitch. It's the way you have the needle and way you wrap the yarn. You wrap it one way for a purl and the other way for a knit. What do you mean slow down? Yeah, be graduation. You gotta figure out how to make a graduation hat for Pooh Bear and Piglet to wear. All the purl was like, nah, just want to do basic knit. Okay, you can do that, but if you see what like a basic stocking cap, that look to it, that is actually the stockinette stitch, which all it is you knit one, you purl one, you knit one, you purl one. But there are stitches that all you do is knit. And the only difference is, you do it like one way is knit, and then the other way is purl. It's the way you put it around the working needle. I need more practice at it, and if I was better equipped in my knowledge, I would show how to do it on stream. You don't want to learn knitting from me. And then that you can get intricate knit patterns by how many knits and how many purl stitches, and then there's other things, ways you do a cable, and that's more advanced. I don't know any of that. But that's good that you're trying to learn to knit. Yeah, I don't know why that Nightbot isn't working right now for the automatic messages. Because that's weird. But anyway. Maybe it's something I have to go in and re-enable somewhere and oopsie, I did 2 chains, and this, it's one single, one chain. Then it doesn't work out. You can use needles or chopstick. Oh, there's the automatic, oh, duh. Oh, the reason why it didn't show up, because I have the YouTube one set at 17 minutes, and the Discord at 23, so you have to wait that. That makes sense. Yes, you can use the knitting needles as chopsticks, or this here is a DPK, which means double pointed needle, and I only use this as a pointer, but this is, you use DPKs, double pointed needles. Usually they're sold, usually you buy them in sets of 3, because you use 3 at a time. That's one way to knit in a circle, to do like a tube, like a sock. But then you can also do the same thing with a circular knitting needle. Got more yarn, got a set of knitting needles and some yarn. So annoyed they didn't have any Tunisian hooks. Yeah, they don't have Tunisian hooks because they are, for some reason, it's not as popular. But you could easily find these. The aluminum, a full set of these, of the standard hooks. It's just the corded ones. Finding them in metal is like pretty much impossible. But that answered my question why the chat bot wasn't putting up messages. Oh, hi, Lefty Lucy Crochets. Well, you know what? We enjoy you being here and you sitting there and crocheting with us. What are you working on, Lefty Lucy? And I like that name. I remember your name previously in here the other week or whatever when you had popped in. If you don't mind me asking what you're working on. Temperature blanket. You have a little boy's blanket I'm doing too. Oh, cool. Well, like I said, I don't know if you were here when I mentioned it. I do have a Discord now. So if you feel like joining, we have a section on there for whips and foes and other projects. I've posted a bunch. A couple of the other people have posted pictures of their progress. And the if anybody was interested in it, in about a minute or two, the automatic message for the link for the Discord should pop up here in the chat. It's just a place to for everybody to share ideas and give support, that type of thing. Good to know. The boy blanket was just freestyling with a marble yarn from Red Heart. Oh, cool. What colors? You said marble. So assuming it's like a variegated of some sort. Lime blue, purple, and teal. Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen that one. And there's the Discord link. I've also started to post in the Discord or in the general channel pictures of any of the samples of the stitches that I will demonstrate on stream, just so people have an idea of what some of the stitches look like. Color's called Wildflower, and also did one in Blacklight from Red Heart. Oh, I think I know what the Blacklight colorway looks like. Yeah, they are pretty funky. Just amazing to think that yarn has all the choices we have in yarn now, and not only material and weights and colors and textures, have come a long way from 20, 30, 40 years ago. Not It's not your little old lady's crochet anymore. Or knitting, or whatever the case may be. Okay, that end stitch is always the one that I get hung up on. And now I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 rows of blue. This is going to be fun. Clip that off. We're done with the green for tonight. Make certain I get the correct tail. Where's the blue? Yeah, I got scared earlier before I went live. I thought I completely ran out of the appropriate color blue because I've got some thinner yarn that would not really work on this. It's more, I think, of a size 3. and it was very, very light. I'm like, what am I going to do? Well, I found some other darker blue. It's not the exact same shade, but that's fine because, again, my blanket is scrappy as long as it's blue and in the right weight of yarn. Okay, now I got to flip everything over. So you said you're in Colorado. How was the weather out there? I know a lot of places around the country have been having some really bad winter weather. And anybody else throughout the country, wherever you are, if you want to answer that question too. Here on the East Coast, it's been a mild winter actually. It's up and down. Yeah, I didn't know if what parts were all affected by all of this weird winter weather. I know California was having some bizarre stuff, and then the upper Midwest was having a lot of snow, which that's typical for them. There was somebody in here the other night. I think they said they were from North Dakota, and like they had a hot. I think it was last week. They had a high of like 15. Yeah, no. Yeah, it does make a very random, interesting temperature blanket pattern. Yeah, as you can see, it's been mostly in the 40s and 50s here, and the green is the 60s. So it's been pretty mild. Knock on whatever type of wood, fake wood this is. Where I am, our winter weather, we're not out of the woods of the winter weather until early April. It's rare that we have any winter weather in April, but it has happened. Yeah, I know, I know. I better keep my mouth shut. No, I bought all this the yellows and oranges, orange yarn the other week, and yellows are in the 80s. No, yellow's in the 70s, and my orange is my color for my 80s. So I have it on hand, so it's going to get warmer. Oopsies. About to say, with that said, your crocheting projects, yeah, crocheting projects will keep you warm. Is it bad that I'm already getting tired of this? I mean, I'm still gonna do the temperature blanket, but it's like this is so monotonous. I'm already getting tired um of doing this pattern, but I only do it once a week, so it's not like I'm doing this working on this blanket any other time. The only time I work on it, besides weaving in ends, is when I'm here on stream. And I think part of it is starting that shawl project the other day. I really want to start working on that again. But I guess I'm going to look at it this way, that this is like, this is the work, this is the homework, this is what has to be done, and I get done that, then I can do the fun project. It's all fun, actually. Now, if I add a different stitch now, that's going to mess it completely up, and it's going to be too long. I've already done the math to make certain this isn't going to be 10 feet long. I'm not doing a different stitch. I think a lot of it is this. I'm using just plain old ordinary worsted weight yarn, and the shawl is it is a worsted weight, but it has a different texture to it, different feel, and I'd rather work with the more silkier, softer yarn than this. But I'm sticking with it. Who knows? Once I get done that shawl, I'll change my perspective, and all I would want to work with is regular ordinary acrylic, worsted acrylic. Like most of us, we've got at least a couple whips going on at once. Alrighty. At least this is a somewhat mindless stitch, so it's not like me messing up on that shawl last night. I hope everybody's Sunday went well. Mine was pretty relaxed and chill. So North Fairy, what you said you got some yarn. Any cool colors? Any sad green? Those of you who don't know, that's an inside joke from earlier in the year here on the channel. Actually, no, that was from back in December when I was doing those Christmas ornaments. And I know you're not going to be that talkative because you're trying to knit. Did a little work just to buy more yarn. Again, there are worse habits to have. Coming to the end of this row, and then I need to take a sip of my drink because I'm getting a little parched. Surprised I haven't run out of this blue yet. Maybe on the next row. I got 4 rows of blue in a row. Okay. Alrighty. We're gonna start the next row. Everything's got to flip again. You got a joke for me? Is it a joke or a meme? What do you call it when someone has a good eye for what yarn goes with what yarn? What? Good fiber optics. Oh my gosh. That's a yarn and a tech joke. We thought Norfairy was the joke meister. He's got competition? I don't know. He's got some really funny ones sometimes. I'm only in the beginning of March with this, and it's already starting to get. I said that the other week, that it's getting a little cumbersome. Handing the needles to Clay, and she's ready for her second row. Wait, she's picking up knitting already? Oh, it takes practice. Back to video games. You know, there probably is a video game where you crochet or knit. There's gotta be somewhere. Oh, Grammy, be careful what you ask for. Crochet Hero. I wasn't thinking, never thought about that. Like Guitar Hero, Crochet Hero. That's funny. Uh, by Storm. You could make him a cape. Yes, make him a cape. Wow. So, how'd you like knitting? Wow. Guess Klimiko might, if she gets good at it, she might be our knit expert. Yeah, you have to do it. It's a different movement when you knit instead of this. It's because you're lifting up the yarn, and yeah, and you got the two needles and different muscles, slightly different muscles you're using, or using them in different ways. Yeah, you are a tense. That phrase, you're a tense hooker. Okay, my stream is mature, so yeah. Are you a tense hooker? You got to watch out for that pimp. Okay, I went there. Uh, oh, you haven't seen Rowdy. Better to be a tight hooker than a loose hooker. I need to get Clay Miko a bumper sticker that says I'm a tense hooker. Uh, Hey, Farmore 67. Put that in a minivan when you get it. Yeah, it's always good to be a happy hooker than an unhappy hooker. Well, when I get to the end of this row, we could do the meme of the stream, and I will be 3 rows in. Wow. Not yet. That usually doesn't happen until about 45 minutes into the stream, and we're 46, so usually, again, we don't have a set time, but that's usually a little bit later into the stream. So whenever you want, you can send it. When I get to the end of this row, then it will transition over there for the meme. Sucker. Take your time. I'm not to the end yet. Yep, I'm working on temperature blanket. It's usually what I do on Sundays. And welcome up see Shelly. I guess that's how you pronounce your username. After I'm on my third row. I got 4 more after this. And then upcycle. Oh, upcycle. I get it now. Okay. Um when I'm done this, then I will be working on this really pretty shawl pattern that I found. And again, welcome back to the stream. Because I remember you from before. Yeah, speed comes with practice. And again, this is just my normal rate of crocheting. Again, it's not really a race. Think of it as a marathon and not a sprint. Actually, those are both bad metaphors because it's not even a race. Okay, I'll check the meme once I get here a couple more, well, maybe roughly a foot more till the end. Getting there. Couple more stitches on this row, and then we will do the meme of the stream. I just want to do the first couple stitches of the following row just to get established on that row. And flip so I don't have to worry about it later. So now let's get this. Okay, we're going to switch over to. Oh, I'm not certain if the temperature blanket's getting a border or not. I haven't even thought about that. That's at the end of the year. You've been working on your crochet speed for 20 years, still slow as a turtle. Exactly. There's no, it's not a race. So the meme of the stream, hookers do it with one hand. Well. Unless, and I don't, unless they're talented and they can find a way to do 2 crochet hooks at the same time. Yeah, no, not that hooker. Hookers do it with one hand. Crojo Mojo and her yarn memes, her crochet memes. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to get a border. If I do a border, it's probably going to be a real simple, basic one. Wait a wait a minute, Grammy. What are we talking about? What? Walk down the street at the same time. Okay, I did see that post on that one group the other week that somebody was crocheting while walking. But I hope we're talking about that and not the other type of hooker. I don't want to see that. I think on this row we will be switching colors of blue because I've got that much blue of this. And the other color I have is slightly darker. It's like a navy. This one here is like actually no, this is like a navy, and then this is more like a midnight. I always lose that um, chain stitch. Sometimes the hook doesn't move the right way and snags the loop on it. Hey, Gold Misfit, how are you tonight? Glad you can pop in. Working on my blanket as usual. It's Sunday night, so that's what Sundays are for. Don't go and go settling in for your a few busy weeks. Oh wow. How many more rows after the one I'm on? Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. After the one I'm on, 3 more. So I'm on my third blue. I got 1 more blue, and then I'll have 2 purple. And I just started my third blue. And then I will pop over to the shawl. Blue and purple runs together. Oh, are you do you have a form of color blindness? Gotcha. Yeah, there's a couple different variety. There's different variety. Well, types of color blindness where some people can't differentiate blues and purples. Some have troubles with greens and greens and there's a couple other ones. Yellow and green. Yeah, duh. Yeah, because yellow and green are next to each other in the color wheel. Ah, yeah. I used to know somebody. They had troubles with greens, and a lot of greens would look almost brown. At least that's how they described it, depending on the shade. Youngest daughter likes to tell everyone you see like a dog. Okay, that's funny. Mm. What is it? Is it? I think it's some type of insect that can see like whole lot more different shades and colors than humans can. Like colors we can't even imagine. What are you giving up? Are you giving up knitting or a video game? Knitting? Oh, you tried it again? Okay, well, you tried a little and then set it aside and then another day pick it up and try a little more. Just every day, just and eventually you might get it. And if not, then it might not be something for you. Jam the needles into the skein out of spite. No, not the poor yarn. What did that yarn ever do to you? It's not the yarn's fault. Well, I'll tell you what, if you can't get the hang of knitting, what is a skein? Well, I don't have a skein here. When you go to the store and you buy a thing of, actually, I do have a skein. That's a skein of yarn. It's also, some people call it a ball, even though it's technically not a ball. It's the way it's wound from the factory. You can, yarn protective surfaces, you can work from the skein. I don't like to work from a skein. I take my skein, the yarn, and then I have a gadget that I can turn it into a cake, and I pull, and you can pull from the center. You can pull for the center too on these also, but it works better for me if it's in a cylindrical cake form. That's what a skein is, also known as a ball. That's what this thing. I've never heard of that term. Yep. It's just how they sell most yarns, not all. Most big factory commercial type yarn is sold in a skein. Some are sold in cakes, and then usually if it's a local yarn spinner, they will sell it in a hank, which is something totally different. And you can't use the yarn directly from a hank. Basically, a hank, it's just the yarn, and it's like when they, after they spin it, they put it in like a circle just over and over, loops over and over again, and then they twist it, and it's the way they twist it so it doesn't come unraveled. But you can't really work from that because you'll have knots. There's a gadget you unloosen the hank and you put it on something called a yarn swift, which will hold it in the loops in a circle. And then from the swift, and it'll spin on it. There's different types. The common one's an umbrella one. It'll open up like an umbrella. And then from the yarns on that, and then you take the end and you use the gadget I have, the ball winder or a cake maker, and yeah. So there's a lot of terminology and tools that most non-fiber people wouldn't know. I mean, a lot of everyday people know probably what a knitting needle or crochet hook is. But then there's a bunch of other additional gadgets. I have a yarn swift, but it's a 3D printed one. It came when I bought my secondhand electric spinning wheels. The person who I bought them from online had made had a yarn swift 3D printed, so I have one of those. And then there's another thing, and it has to do with spinning yarn, and after you put it on, after you spin a bobbin, you make a bunch of it, and then you take two of those together, and then you ply them together to make a thicker yarn. Well, there's a contraption, and you can easily make one. It's called a lazy Kate, and it's just something to hold your yarn bobbins on, so you can easily ply your yarn. But I'm not that really good at spinning. I need practice. I need to actually get it out and actually work with it. I know I'm just throwing out terms and words, and everybody's like, I don't know what all that means. Well, I'm going to finish this row with this color, but the following row, I'm going to have to switch. But with North Fairy, if you end up that you've decided that knitting is not for you, and you want that knit look, I would recommend a set of circular knitting looms that you can hand, like I was doing the other week, to make hats and flat panels and whatever. You still hand make it, it's just not with a knitting needle. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I'm on my last, I think my last row of blue. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'm on my last row of blue for this week, and then I got 2 purples. Got to flip again. Yeah, I use a waistcoat stitch for faux knitting, but use a lot of yarn. That's the I don't know the waistcoat stitch. Huh. I will have to look into that. I will definitely have to do that. That might be something I might have to put on my calendar to demonstrate on teach us a wise one to demonstrate on stream one time. Lefty loose. I don't know if um how much you've looked into my stream and my channel, but most of the, not all, but a lot of my streams, I'm teaching how to do a stitch. And on the Discord, I do have a suggestions channel. I also have a suggestions box here on my Twitch channel. So anybody is free to give suggestions of things that they would like to see on the channel. Always looking on YouTube for new stitches. Yep. Yeah, I will definitely have to look into that. Oh, yeah, thank you. And it doesn't have to be specifically crochet. That's most of what my stream is. I have done other things on here, not lately, and I'm open to other types of crafts, depending on what they are. Oh, I screwed up that one stitch. I'm not frogging it out or fudging it. Hey there, Seagam. How are you? Did you get your oh, what was it? You're done for the night? Okay, good night, Crojo. Did you get, was it an Xbox? I think you had mentioned something about getting a new Xbox or PlayStation or some type of gaming console. Xbox Series S, that's it. I know nothing about any of that. I've never used an Xbox or a PlayStation. Oh no, I have used a PlayStation 1 years ago. um, yeah, I don't really know about modern consoles. Getting near the end of my line here. Yeah, if anybody here is interested in um some video games, I think Seagam plays. You're AFK for a bit. I have to feed horses. Oh, cool. You have horses. Oh, wow. Okay. Yep, we'll be here. Seagam plays. I know he plays a game called. What was that one game? It was like it was set in the cat in like as a campground. It was kind of scary. Quarry, was that what it was called? That looked interesting. There was there's some other one he's playing. I forgot the name of it. And he plays Red Dead Redemption 2. I think that's what it's called. It's like a western, old west style. I think he also plays GTA 5. Again, I know nothing about any of these games. I just know of the names and I've seen people play them. Okay. But yeah, if you want to watch any gameplay, he does stream. All right. What brand is that? Oh, that is Craft Smart. Okay. Oh, we got a piece of pink fuzz on my blue yarn. Can't have that. Oh, I gotta work back a bit so I can join my new yarn. Come on. That's much darker blue. But it'll work. It's almost black, but it's not. we say this is my last blue? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is my last blue. And then I got 2 of purple to do. Mess up that stitch. These yarn's almost too dark for me to use. I can't see it. Oh, it works better if I put it in the light. Y'all don't laugh at me. I'm getting tired. How is everybody's projects they're working on at the moment? If you're working on a project, which I'm assuming Some of y'all are. This beer is going down pretty well. Hey, that's a project. I gotta finish these next after this 2 rows. Well, he might have to finish 2 beers. Are you are you drinking because the knitting was too frustrating? That needs to move out of the way. I'm switching over to purple after this, so I can cut my yarn now. Put the blue away. It's a factor for sure. Uh, lip. We gotta go right in there. This purple yarn, for some reason, it has a different texture, but it slides a whole lot easier than some of this other yarn. Maybe just a slightly different variant. Second to last row of the night, I'm starting. And then we will move on to the shawl. Royal blue yarn using extremely soft for being red heart. Yeah, certain colors in certain lines tend to be there is a texture difference because of the chemicals that are used and the dyes that are used to produce those colors. Reds tend to be a little more scratchy, I think. Yep. All has to do with how the fabric reacts to the chemicals that are in the dyes. Well, yeah, it's the same thing with fabrics because fabric is basically yarn that is manipulated, even though it's real thin, and we just call that thread. Thread is technically a type of yarn, or yarn is a type of thread. More drinky. Good to stay hydrated. Stay hydrated with whatever choice of beverage you choose. Yeah, this purple here that I'm using is super soft. I mean, not as soft as like a Karen Simply Soft or a, trying to think of another, or like that unforgettable stuff, but it's still soft. Gotta readjust the blanket so I can work on it a little easier. Makes this is where I joined that other color. So I've got to make certain I'm going in the correct stitches. Yeah, we're good. Play Miko, are you still busy stitching along on one of your blankets? I understand that you can't really chat one stitch at the same time. Oh, okay. She just sent me a picture. Oh, wow. She just sent me a picture of her knitting. That's good for your first two rows. You kind of got the concept of it. Very good. Yay! You hate it? It's a different skill. The part I don't like is if one of your loops slips off that needle in the middle, one of your middle loops, and you don't catch it, trying to fix it could be a pain. I'll stick with my handheld knitting looms, my nifty knitter looms. Maybe at some point in the future I might try to pick it up again, but as it is now, I'm sticking with crochet. But that's good for your just starting out. Almost done this row, and then I have one more row left, and I don't have to change colors. I can do that chain, so I don't do the stitch in the chain. Decided to get back on, meds haven't kicked in. Yeah, I'm going to be on for a while. I'm starting my last row of the blanket tonight, and then I will switch over to the shawl. I literally just started my very last row. And I'll show it again. That's Clay Miko's attempt at knitting. She did pretty good for first time. You said North Fairy taught her. Yeah, he threw in the towel. Hurry up! Want to see the shawl again before snoring? It makes you sleepy. I'm I'm going as fast as I can, and I'm more of I'm a faster crocheter, and I can only go so far. And this is a pretty large blanket, so fallen asleep with hook in my hand many times. Move my trying my best. My arm is getting a little sore, but on my shoulder, it is relaxing, especially if it's a stitch that's repetitive. Trying to retrieve hook from the recliner is a bitch, yeah. Do we have to put a lanyard on your hook so you don't lose it? No, you'd end up probably stitching the lanyard into your work. Extra hooks for when furniture eats them. Yeah. Well, it's not a bad idea to have extra spare hooks on hand, especially if you've got projects in different bags and you just keep the hook with the project, and if you're using the same hook, the same size hook on different projects. We're getting there. I'm making progress on this row. Now you're all are waiting for the shawl. Each stitch is one stitch closer. Not a bad idea. I was thinking about hook leash, something on the wrist that's attached to the hook. Yeah, but a lot of people will have multiples of the same size or multiple sets, and just for that purpose to keep with each individual project. So Velcro on your shirt, Velcro to the hook. No, then you'd have to wear the same shirt each time. You'd have to have a crochet shirt. That's the shirt you wear when you crochet. If not, you're gonna have Velcro on all your shirts. A hooker, yeah, your hooker shirt for all those tense hookers. That was funny. Oh, maybe about another yard left. Do you know how yarn attracts around Velcro? Yeah. Well, put the soft side of the Velcro on your hook. Saw an ad today for sequin yarn. No, 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 I don't want sequin yarn. Wait, was it sequin or was it sparkly? Because sequins are shiny pieces of plastic. Is what's what sequins are made out of, and that would hurt. You're gonna sequin discs attached ever so often. Yeah, no, 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 no. I can understand you making something, and then after it was finished, if you wanted to put sequins on it, sew sequins on by hand, but no, not on the actual yarn. But the yarn would come in contact with both. You got cramps to move the recliner. Did you really lose a hook in the recliner? Okay, we're getting to the home stretch here, people. And I actually got to pull up my pattern for the shawl. I didn't have that ready. But I'll do that here in a little bit. It's only been an hour and 46 minutes. Feels like I've been streaming for much longer tonight. Already hit the middle on the way down, land on the floor into the chair. Wow. Shoulders killing me after practicing that knitting. Yep. I would say to keep track of your hook, have strap or a bracelet on your wrist that had magnet, but they're aluminum hooks, so they're not magnetic. So, did 4 rows, think I'm sticking to crochet. No, I understand about sticking to crochet. Okay, we're done. The temperature blanket for the night. So that was 3 more rows. That can go over there. Oh, excuse me. I gotta stop yawning. It's not really polite. Oh, I opened that in the wrong spot. Open with that. Okay. And I'm going to need that extra skein of yarn because I'm going to run out. That's how much I have left on the shawl project. Oh, I need to switch over to that overlay. The project is too wide probably to fit on screen, and I'm zoomed all the way out. So I can show about half. And even then, that's half. And that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, this is just this here, and this is one skein. So I'm thinking this is all going to take about 2 skeins, because the next couple rows, each row is going to take more because there's more, because you increase each time you add more. So that's what would you say? 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 7 repeats. So each repeat is 4 rows. So that's 28 rows. Now we're gonna, and this is where, oh, it is gorgeous. Nope, I'm starting out wrong already. A jazzy, colorful stingray. This is, and I can actually, if you're in the Discord, where did I put it? If you're in the main Discord, 2 days ago on the 10th, I did post the um link to the video to make this, and there's a link to the written instructions. It's a free pattern by the Crochet Crowd. It's called the Fluffy Meringue Shawl. And every 4th row, you do back post double crochets in certain stitches, and it makes them kind of, every 4th row kind of sticks up a little. I can't give a tutorial on this because, again, I don't have permission from the writer of the pattern, but it does look like a stingray. It is going to be a V-shaped shawl when it's done. Yep, I loved it. This is my first shawl. 2, 3. This is the first shawl I've ever made, and it's using Red Heart Unforgettable, and this is in the color Red Sea. And if you go on Red Heart on yarnspirations.com, that's who Yarnspirations is, the company makes Red Heart, and look under Unforgettable. They have a whole line of different colors, but they don't have all of them. If you go to, I think, Amazon and look at Bret Hart Unforgettable Yarn, they've got colors on there that Yarn Inspirations doesn't have. I don't know if Yarn Inspirations is discontinuing certain colors, but they have some really pretty ones. And this is a size 4 weight yarn, but it's a roving yarn. And I'm going to, I got to actually find the end of this anyway. So gonna have some yarn barf. And I need this anyway because I'm going to be switching to a new skein here soon. You could make this, you'd have to pay attention to the pattern. It's a 4-row repeat. Each row is different. The pattern in the pattern they're using Karen Cakes yarn, which is more of a traditional worsted weight yarn. But I wanted to use up some of this really pretty yarn, and I got plenty of this. I'm trying to find my end. This is a roving yarn, and a roving yarn means, and if I find the end and I can show you. Oh, the teether cord for hooks. Okay, gotcha. This is a roving yarn. There's not really any twist to it. So if you pull real hard, it will come apart. So there's no twist. Oh, you sent something in the wait, I'm looking at the Discord real quick. Oh, Lefty Lucy, I love your colors for your temperature blanket. I like those a lot. Yeah, I like the blues and the yellows. That's a good color combination. Okay, let me see something. This is, oh, it's on Etsy. It's a crochet hook tether. It's something that you could make to put on your wrist, so you don't lose your crochet hook. And that just looks like beading supplies. It's an Etsy link, so I'm not going to share it on screen because it's someone's Etsy page. But it looks like jump rings and attached to one of those coiled keychain rings that you can put around your wrist, and then they attach it to the end of a crochet hook. They probably had to drill a hole into the end of the hook. Okay. I'm going to close out that. I need my pattern so I know. Yeah, you can post the link in the Discord. Yeah. Yeah, I would post it in general. Yeah, definitely post it in there. Okay. I'm trying to remember where I start with this. Okay. It's that row. It's the row I really don't like. It's the back post. Not that I don't like it, it's my least favorite row on this project. But again, this is my very first shawl that I've ever made, and I wanted something that was kind of unique. Okay. I wanted something unique and something that's going to test my crochet skills. That weird one that I always mess up, but I'm not going to mess it up this time. Come on. I'm not certain how big I'm going to make this. The pictures in the pattern looks like they did 12 rows, and it basically the instructions say go as large as you need it. I'm probably going to do about 12 rows, and then I'll see how big it is. Oh, it's cool. You can see what I've done as I'm working on it. I'm paying attention to what I'm stitching, but I don't realize what you all can see. You said you want to feed horses. Oh yeah, that's cool that you have horses. Live Mana can be there every evening this week. Three, and you're fostering three for a friend who had surgery. Oh wow. Well, that's good. It's good that they're all sweet. Awesome. My cousin exercises racehorses here in Maryland. Him and his wife just bought a retired one. I didn't know that. So adorable and sweet. It's going to be the horse. They had never felt grass before. All. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in Maryland also, and yeah, Maryland does have a we do have a horse racing industry. No, we've never talked about horses before. Okay, let me see where I'm at here on this. Yeah, okay. Make certain I'm in the right spot on the pattern. Nay, we haven't. Wow. Wow, she's full of jokes tonight. And pretty awesome watching the horses race. Change from racing to grassing and trail riding. Yeah. Oh, grew up in the Philly suburbs, so Maryland is True Haven. Oh, cool. I'm here in central Maryland, not too far from Annapolis. I'm going into the right or the correct stitch. I don't want to end up frogging one of these rows like I had to do last night. Yep, steeplechase. Eh, right down the street with Therapeutic Riding Center. Want to go to a dude ranch for a week and do some trail riding, slow and steady for me. Yep, I've never been on a horse before. Oopsies. Make certain I'm getting the stitch the right way. We could tell you some stories about my sister-in-law that went trail riding and helped with a cattle drive. Did not end well. Pretty. Oh, thank you. Upcycly. Did I pronounce your name correctly? For a slow mosey too, just relax and chill. When I get to the end of this row, which I'm close to, I'll show you what it looks like so far. I'm on the first row of this repeat. It's a 4-row repeat. I just don't want to lose my place right now. Yeah, I can see this shawl pairing with blue jeans. Gonna start looking up info on it tomorrow, maybe some of the next 5 years or so. Oh, cool. Getting real close to the end of this row, and then I'll lay it out. 3 for everyone to see what this looks like again. What is the washing instructions on this yarn? It says machine wash and dry. I would I personally would hand wash it and lay flat to dry. Because it is a size 4 and it is acrylic. It does not feel like acrylic, but it's very lacy. Yeah. Okay, so this is all I have left of this skein, but I've got plenty others. So we'll lay it out again. I can only show half on screen because it's so wide. So imagine that, but half again, and it goes all the way down to here. And I still got 3 more rows on this repeat to do. Again, it's linked in the Discord in the general chat. I need to do my exercises. Oh, thank you, Wicked Nano. Thank you for the raid. Wow, I rated you last night, and now you're rating me. Thank you. I'm working on my shawl project. Oh, thank you. It's not for me, obviously. I mean, guys can wear shawls, but this shawl's a little bit on the feminine side. Let me actually show it off again. And it's a pattern from the Crochet Crowd on YouTube. It's the fluffy meringue shawl. And again, I'm using Red Heart Unforgettable yarn in the color Red Sea. And I'm getting my yarn all somewhat tangled, but not really. Yep, like a butterfly or a stingray. I like this scallop fan petal type shape that's going on. I always got to remember what row am I doing now? Okay. Yes, I got these, and I don't know. I'm assuming all Ollie's around the nation. Ollie's a while ago had um a yarn buyout, and I got 12 of these for $3 a piece, and I think normally these are like $7 or $8. Are you cutting for the next skein, or just I'm going with the flow? Whatever this ends on, which I think this might end on a purple, and then it's going to join with the purple, just happens. I'm just going to go with the flow. Yeah, I cleared out my Ollies out of all. This is all they had of this brand. They only had 12 of this, and I got all of them. And it's acrylic. It's 100% acrylic, but it feels like really good. No, it doesn't feel like merino. It's like a silkier, smooth. I don't know what you would. Feels like a really, really soft wool. It's not as soft as merino, but kind of has that feel. Okay. Almost like baby yarn, yeah, but softer. Me too. I have to wait for No Fair to get home from work with the car. Oh, you're going to Hobby Lobby to see if they've got any yarn clearance. Yeah, I heard Hobby Lobby is having a clearance event on their yarn. Okay, I know what we're doing next. Okay. Oopsies. Almost missed the stitch. But anybody who came in on that raid, again, thank you again, Wicked Nano. I'm the Crafty Cub, and everybody welcome. I also have a Discord channel and a YouTube channel if anybody would want to join. All of my previous streams are on my YouTube channel. Unedited, uncut, they're just however I broadcast. It goes direct upload. And then my Discord is a companion piece here for the Twitch stream, where you could post pictures of projects you're working on and get ideas and suggestions. Well, truth, I have blues and yellows, but not the right shades of green. Yeah, I know how that is. You've got all the colors, but not the right shades. Okay. Yeah, I got it. I got it. But I love this yarn. It's just super soft. It's like some of the softest acrylic. Oh, Ollie's. Ollie's is um it's a liquidation and buyout and closeout three store. So you don't always get, you can go in there and pretty much get what you need, but it's not always the exact same thing all the time. Wait a minute. 1, 2. Yeah, it's like Big Lots. If you have a Big Lots. Yep, it's just like that. Okay, I gotta restart this. I lost track. They don't. Ollie's doesn't always carry yarn, but there was a big 2, 3, 4 um buyout sale. I think it had something to do with ships coming in with the during the pandemic, and they couldn't unload, and things were just sitting in port, and then they ended up having to do something with that product. And sometimes when also certain stores like a Michael's or whatever might have a line, let's say they have Unforgettable, but they don't have this color, and if they stop carrying a certain color for whatever reason, doesn't mean the color's discontinued by the company. The store just doesn't carry it anymore. So whatever's in their inventory would have to go to a place like that. Or if companies go out of business. I don't go to the big cities very often, and I never make it that way. But if someone close happens to go, tell them to check for me. Yep. I gotta fix my settings, because I don't get notifications when I get, like, I mean, I get a notification that I got a raid or a shout out, but I don't get the sound effects and the pop up on the screen. That's something I got to go into my settings to Utah. Oh wow, that's beautiful there. I've been through Utah, through northern Utah. Stop spamming caps. I thought I'd turn that off. That was not meant to be deleted. Oh, you're in northern. I I'm relatively new to Twitch and these bots and all. So I'll have to northern Utah, but oh yeah, I've never been to any other part of it. We came in from like Idaho. Wait, yeah, Idaho into Utah, and then down, and then we went east into Wyoming. So we weren't really into the Salt Lake area. We were like northeast of Salt Lake, but we were all on the interstate just driving through. When I was a kid, I always would have computer game development books outdated by 5 years for 99 cents. Those were $50 originally. Thankfully, I was into that kind of stuff and made. Oh, nice. Yeah, Ollie's is pretty cool. Okay, I gotta refer to my pattern to see what I do next. Yeah, okay, the big stitch here. North of Salt Lake is my jam. Like we were, can't remember. Again, it was all on the interstate. I think we were, I forgot the name of it. There were some towns that we were kind of going past. Oh, Came down through Idaho, went to Wyoming, drove through my town. Okay. Yeah, no, 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 no. I wouldn't. I don't want you to dox your town. But yeah, we were all on the interstate coming through. It was me and my ex, and we were coming from, or moving him from Oregon to 3, 4, from Oregon, driving cross country here to Maryland. That was that was an adventure. Yep, I live in Central Maryland, so that was a long, long trip. And he was, oh really? He was in the Portland area, which is extreme western, northwestern Oregon, and I'm in Central Maryland, which is I'm about 2 hours from the ocean, so literally coast to coast. Oh, you're originally from Maryland and Virginia? Oh, wow. Yep, I live not too far from DC, the DC Baltimore area. 2, 3. Yeah, I took that. Yeah, we did that drive in January, but had no winter weather until we really got here back to Maryland. Then we got 2 back-to-back blizzards. Yeah, it was back in 2010. We had a really bad winter that year. We had like over 3 feet of snow. Missed that stitch. Blizzard of 2010. Yep, that was that was not fun. No, I've seen some really cool crocheters in the other parts of the country. Oh yeah, yeah. I meant to. Yeah, thank you for reminding me, Crojo. How was your that green last night with your yarn chicken? I know you had an issue with that, but how was any other part of that? Did lose last night, but mom saved the day and had a ball and a full skein of the same. Oh, cool! Go, mom! That mushroom bag that you're working on is cute. Oh, did your sister design it? Thank you for the follow the lonely god. Did she design it or pick it out or you don't need knowledge, you got mom. One. Oops. She picked up the pattern as a hint for a Christmas present. Yeah, I know how that is with people hinting that they want certain things. Now, 3 of our friends want a bag. Secret pockets included, which weren't included in the original pattern. Oh, wow. Yeah. I got some people here in the stream that really want this shawl. My YouTuber program was up, and the squeak scared me from stuff being thrown at your avatar. Yeah, I remember you were getting scared anytime somebody. 2, 3, 4. I gotta count this. Anytime somebody was following you, or when I rated you, and oh, I've got to join here. Okay, you know what? I hate that, but I'm just gonna leave that knot in there. I don't think you're really gonna see it too much because it's a busy pattern. Oh, it's like right there. Okay, that's perfect. Oops. And I'm gonna need to do one of those stitches, those groupings here. Then end of that row, and I'm pretty much the end of my ball, but I've got more. Oh, don't knot up, don't knot up. Because this yarn is not fun to frog and unknot. No, I haven't started the new skein yet. I'm near the end of my original one, and I will start it here in a second. Now we're back to the front side. So I just did 2 rows of this, of the repeat. Now I got 2 more. Just answered your question. Yep. Let's see. I gotta double check something. Okay. Jumpy, if you move to Utah, you should be pretty chill. Remember, we still got Baltimore and Maryland. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're going to add our second yarn, but I'm going to leave enough tails that I'll be able to weave in, and plus the end of that yarn is getting a little frayed. Let me just double check. I got to count this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 9. Saying you shouldn't look at real. No, no. Don't eat. It's frayed, not afraid. Don't even look. Don't even like glance at it, much less think about buying real estate. in Baltimore. 1, 2, 3. Okay. You have a new set of chopsticks or your knitting needles? Yeah, North was attempting to teach himself how to knit. Like I said, put it away and then at a later date come back to it. Knitting with chopsticks. No, he wasn't knitting with actual chopsticks. He was knitting with knitting needles. But now I think the knitting needles are going to become chopsticks. He was not having a good time. I'm certain if you come back to it later. I don't know how to knit nor use chopsticks. They go in the fire pit. Well, if you got metal knitting needles, wow. I wouldn't want just to watch them burn. Even those locals don't go inside the city, but in the surrounding county, it's perfectly safe except for a few sketchy areas. Thinking of moving? Got some houses for sale on my hood. We live in a wooded neighborhood alongside a river and empties into the bay. The hatred is strong. Wow. 7. Like I said, put it away for a day or two and come back to it. Hey, Sophie, how are you? Between Baltimore and Delaware and Jersey. Okay, so like, yeah, northeastern Maryland. Like Harford, Baltimore, Harford, Cecil counties. Welcome back, Seagam. Sophie, you said you've been cleaning all day? Ugh, does not sound like fun. Wait a minute. Hold on. Make certain I'm doing this right. Because y'all know me. Oh, no, I'm doing it right, I think. You ready to clock in? Okay, yeah, I'm doing it right. I did it right. I did it right. I think Clay Miko's still on the clock. Well, their shifts can overlap. Winnie the Pooh attempt was put down quickly. I did one ear for Pooh Bear and said, nope, come back later. Yep, just do it in small batches. It doesn't have to get done all at once. Oh, there's a union? Okay, that's not how it works, CCAM. I'm just envisioning a bunch of Teamsters crocheting, and that's funny. Find some food, yum. Food sounds good. You don't get payday. If anything, Crafty Cub, you get yarn. Yep, I end up getting paydays from Claymiko. No, moderators don't get paid. No, yeah, there's no crochet union. He's the organizer, employee rep, and all. No. So is Seagam's not going to get this reference because he's a little younger. So is Seagam the Norma Ray of the Twitch stream? No, actually, I end up getting yarn from people. They pay me the yarn. Oh, me too. Wicked, no. I used to work 20 years ago. I used to work at Michael's Arts and Crafts, and let me just check something real quick because I'm near a turning point. Okay, I used to work for Michael's Arts and Crafts, and the store policy was any yarn that didn't have a label would get um taken out of the system and store would get credit, and then they would throw away the yarn. Well, my store manager was like, no, we're going to get some money out of it. So he would tell the lady in that department to, yeah, that was a problem. I don't know if it is now. He would tell the lady who worked in that department to save all of them up and put them in a clear plastic bag and um market for like 2, 3, $4. Well, Miss Sue knew that I crocheted and she would save all that, and I got so much yarn for dirt cheap. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's still their policy now, But that's how it was back in like 2003. But our store manager was like, no, you're not doing that. We're not throwing away perfectly good merchandise. Make a little bit of money off of it. That wouldn't work because they have a compactor. So it gets thrown in there and then it gets all compressed and the truck comes and picks it up and takes it away. So, yeah, that's not going to work. I've heard that doing it better the yarn under than the yarn over. Okay, good night, Clay Miko. Sorry that I'm destroying your dreams. It's just reality. I don't want you to end up going there and then finding out that you can't get into the dumpster. I mean, I lost count. I got it. No, you don't want to mess with those compactors. No, but it would be all dirty and sticky and gooey, and especially if there was paint in there. I'm gonna ask if they would still sell it to me for a discount. Um, you could ask. Hmm, not if it's got acrylic and oil paint and everything on it. Because I remember when I worked there, people would always come in and ask for cardboard boxes, and anytime we had a truck, we'd have to save a bunch and set them to the side that people were moving or whatever. So, and that was free. I mean, you can ask. Oh yeah, glitter, glitter. That okay? That's a controversial topic. Some people love it, some people hate it. I refer to glitter as oh, sorry about that. Crojo Mojo said no unicorn shit. Sorry. I think it's because it was caps lock. I have to fix that. I refer to glitter as the herpes of the craft world because once you have it, you're always going to have it. You think you get rid of it, and 6 months down the road, you find more glitter. Like, why is there glitter there? Oh, there's a little bit of a knot. Again, I hate getting knots in this yarn because it's a roving type yarn because there's not really a twist in it. There's a mild twist. And it can rip and fray, so that's not fun. Oh, I lost count, but double crochet is easy to count. Itchies on my nose. I hate that. Oh, okay. However, if you belong to a nonprofit organization like the Girl Scouts Church 4-H, stores might work with getting you a deep discount on damaged items. So let me go join the Girl Scouts. But yeah, they do get I know nonprofits well, at least I don't know if they do it anymore. I know at Michael's nonprofits would be tax exempt. I'm assuming they still do that because we had a whole bunch of that. Teachers and some church groups, and I think there was some other, I don't know what other groups that there were. Yeah, if you belong to a homeschool or co-op, they must have changed it. I mean, this is 20 years ago. Um, they there was some other type of proof of being a nonprofit. Hi, Rosemary's Crochet. Welcome to my channel. I'm working on a shawl. The what's it called? The fluffy meringue shawl by the Crochet Crowd. My first shawl I've ever made. And I'm using Red Heart's Unforgettable in the color Red Sea. And I'm getting ready to end this one row, and I got one more row for the repeat. And that's just like this. And let me see. Okay, it's one of those. Okay. I know several folks in Maryland that homeschool. There. Okay. I love this yarn. chain there. Wait, did I do a chain? Oh, let's see. Yep, that's what I'm using. The glare is probably too much of a shine. Probably still can't see what it says. Well, let's do it that way so you can read it. Shoulders are starting to ache. Not starting to ache, it's aching even more, I should say. Usually I make blankets, hats, scarves. Those are the main things. But I thought I'd try my hand at something a little different and making a shawl, and it's a intricate stitch. So I wanted to test my skills, and so far I'm doing pretty good. Last night I did have a mess up and I had to rip out 2 rows. That was not a fun time. I think it's because I was chatting in here and trying to concentrate at the same time and still hadn't really got down the pattern in my brain fully. But I think I've got it now. Did I do it? Yeah, I did a chain. Serious question. How do crocheters who have cats get anything done? Okay. I used to have a cat when I first started crocheting. That's the tricky question. Um, yeah, you could do that. You can lock the cat out of the room. Or that's the only thing I could think of right now of what you could do. To ask my mom which question. Or cats are free roamers. Yeah. Wait a minute. Oh, I don't need to do that. I have a 100-pound dog that insists on being on top of me every second. He constantly gets in my range of mobility, just mull over them. You had 3 when you started. They were forbidden near the yarn. Yeah. You might have to set up a barrier between your yarn and the. Yeah, cats are obedient. Yeah, probably just a physical barrier. And it also depends on the cat. Some cats are cuddlers and they want to be with you all the time, and some aren't. So it all depends on the personality of your cat. Yeah, I had a cat when I first started crocheting, and he really wasn't in it. He would sit there next to me, but he wasn't like constantly getting into the yarn. and messing up with things. So and as you know, each cat is different. They have personalities of their own. Oh, I'm almost done this one side. Wow, this row goes fast. Some rows in this pattern are faster than others. Now that I say that, I'm slowing down. Digam still here? Is he playing his he's got a new Xbox. He said what, S series, I think he said. Your cat was too macho to associate himself with yarn. He'd rather intimidate the dog and jump into the room when you were watching scary movies and scare the crap out of you. Yeah. It was a good cat, though. He wasn't mean, though. I somehow managed. Okay. Okay, we're good. For some reason, it feels like this yarn, 2, 3, that this pattern is going quicker the larger I make it. Yeah, my brain is trained on the pattern. It only took me 7 repeats. And I'm not constantly looking back and forth. I mean, I at my pattern, so I'm just using it there for certain portions of the pattern that I need to refer to it. As I lose that stitch. Started Thursday and only doing on stream. Well, yesterday I did do 1 repeat, so I did 4 rows off stream. And I started this Friday actually. Yeah, I started this Friday. Two, three, four, five, six. Almost done this row, and that'll be the end of the repeat. These. Yeah, I probably will make another, at least one more of these shawls, maybe a bunch more, because I really like this pattern. Yeah, I have to get um other colorways in this yarn. All I have is this one colorway. They do have some pretty colors in this line, in the Unforgettable line. I was looking at them earlier today. Okay, that's where the yarn got thin, so I got to be careful with the stitch there. Yeah, this yarn does get thick areas and thin areas. Because it's a roving yarn, and that's part of it. Okay. So that... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8 repeats. And let's get my tape measure and let's see. What do we have here? Uh, 19 and a half and 19 and a half. So that's what? 39? So we're at 39 inches wide so far. It's just so, like, you just want to touch it. Okay, I think we're done for the night. I'm getting tired. My arm's getting sore. My shoulder, actually. And I've been streaming 3 nights in a row and crocheting each night. Yep. So we're going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to find a channel to raid. None of my people that I follow are on at the moment. But we're going to see who we could raid. Let's look. Let's see. Wingspan is 62 inches. Oh, I need to take a break. Okay. I don't see anybody crocheting. Oh, no problem. Thank you, Lefty Lucy. Before I leave, yeah, I don't think I'm going to raid anybody because I don't see anybody. But remember, I have a YouTube channel. The link is in the About section. Plus, I have the Discord. Feel free to join both. Discord is a growing community, and we're posting pictures of projects we're working on, encouraging people. Feel free to ask questions if you have questions or comments. And there's also a suggestion channel on there. I will be on Tuesday night at 8 Eastern, and we are doing the puffy stitch and probably more of the shawl. So I think we're going to end it there. Everybody have a good evening. Stay safe and happy crafting.